Chief Holbrook. So these are going to be kind of some random questions mixed in with a couple of serious ones.
All right.
So I guess I'll start off. So Oscar season is coming up. Can you tell me of a movie that you have either seen in the theater or watched at home within the last year that you really enjoyed or that stood out to you?
Oh my gosh. You gotta give me heads up on this. I haven't been to a movie, and as embarrassed as I am to tell you, I haven't been to a movie in the last year at least.
Yeah.
You know what? I got one. What movie or TV show series best reflects what the police actually go through on a day-to-day basis? Is there one that does a good job with it?
Well, I mean, so much of your modern day TV dramas, whether it's CSI or NCIS or Law and Order, they're very accurate because they have obviously law enforcement folks advising them on them, with the exception of they wrap everything up in the hour that the show's on. But as far as technology and the emphasis they put on folks' constitutional rights, and that sometimes that becomes a storyline of violating that, or they take a current event and they center the show around that particular event. I think it's very realistic. You see the equipment we use, the technology we use. Unfortunately, it just sets a very high standard that is unfortunately is the expectation with us so often. But I'm still kind of embarrassed that I can't tell you the last movie I've even seen.
Can I ask you what originally kind of got you into the law enforcement field?
That's interesting. I think I've always had a heart for service, and both of my parents were educators, and I think there was an assumption by many that I would just be a teacher or coach, something like that. And I was always drawn to a career of service, but at the same time, I think the interest factor, the excitement is probably what tipped me to law enforcement. And then, there was never any looking back for me. I went from, I often tell I went from the Charlotte Police Academy, or I went from graduating at Marshall University, on a Saturday to starting the police academy on a Monday, and it was, and really that was the first time I'd really been truly away from home. It was quite a shock, but I've never looked back.
Can I ask you what is the craziest thing that you've ever experienced in the job and the most heartfelt?
Again, craziness. There's typically not a day that something crazy doesn't happen that you just you really can't make this stuff up.
Is there one that in particular stands out over your career?
I think the more things that have stood out to me is not necessarily the quirky things that occur, the crazy, because it's voluminous. I mean, really people are interesting, but I think the tragic side of our job is what, sticks with you. And, for me personally, probably been three defining moments. One was, losing somebody in the line of duty and witnessing that. Another one was seeing a whole family murdered tragically, and just the toll that you see it take on a community, on a law enforcement agency, and then on the individual, officers that serve. It's a very rewarding career, but it's challenging, and there's no greater challenging times for law enforcement than right now.
Is there anything that kind of heartfelt about the job that you kind of go out and kind of see humanity, like a good side to it, rather than all the crime, the bloodshed, and different things that you have to deal with? Is there anything like that?
Oh, absolutely. Unfortunately, we have become that tip of the spear for solving all society's ills, but when you're out there trying to solve all those ills, the compassion that you see and the civic responsibility you see just from the everyday citizen never ceases to amaze me. This particular community in particular, I mean, we're so diverse, so much going on. There's still tremendous economic divide, but the compassion that you see, this facility is kind of the epicenter for, what it means to serve your fellow man. And I think if you think about all the stuff that has happened nationally in our country, and you think day in and day out what you see, the response that you see in Columbia, and just the actions of so many people here, no matter where you come from, what walk of life you come from, is pretty special, really.
What brings you through the doors of a library on a day-to-day basis, or weekly, monthly, when you come to visit? What do you come here for?
Well, a lot of, this particular facility is a place where a lot of meetings are held. A lot of open public meetings, oftentimes, with, kind of a very wide range of audience. And typically it's here for a meeting of some type.
To wrap up, can I play a little game? If I were to say one word, can I ask you what pops into your head when you hear it? So like, example, if I were to say up, some people would say in the air, or down, but just kind of do that.
All right.
So if I were to say library.
Books.
If I were to say books.
Stories.
If I were to say database.
Computers.
Plagiarize.
Steal.
Journal.
Notes.
Web.
Site.
That's it.